What's up, everybody? This is the Jam Space Podcast, and my guest today is Mr. Justin Toland from the Memphis, Tennessee band Dirty Streets. Check him out on Spotify, Bandcamp, or anywhere where you stream music. And look him up on Instagram and all that other good stuff. Justin's been a good friend of mine for a while. It's all embedded in the Texarkana music scene. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. They got a new re-release of their album Distractions coming out. It's going to be hitting all streaming services on May 28th. And without much further ado, Mr. Justin Toland. Jam Space Podcast.
Hello.
Justin, what's up, man?
What's going on, dude?
Hey, how are you, man?
Man, I'm actually great.
That's awesome. It's good to hear from you. One of the day before they shut the whole state down over here in Arizona, I was going to see you guys play with Patrick Sweeney.
Yeah, I know. That was one that I was looking forward to as well.
You guys, I think y'all played with him in San Diego the night before, and that was your last night of the tour, huh?
It was Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
It was the last night, and it was the day after we played at Blue Lake Theater. They closed the place, so it was the last show that they had there.
Oh, so is that what made you guys kind of seem like, oh, this is pretty serious? We might as well just pack it up and head back home.
We were going to go until we had to stop, and the next day was Visalia. We were playing with Slow Season, the dudes from Slow Season. They weren't playing, but Heavy Velvet, the guitar player's band, was playing, and we were supposed to play with them. And looked like a pretty sweet show, but right on the way there, I mean, I think we were about like an hour away. We got a phone call that said someone in town had gotten COVID, and they shut the whole thing down. So, at that point, it wasn't even in all towns yet. So it was kind of like when someone had an outbreak in a town, they shut it down. It was that early on in the game. So
Right on. And you guys were supporting your Distractions album, obviously, right?
yeah, man, that was the last record we had done, and we actually had recorded a whole different record that will be coming out this year, but we recorded it right before we left on that tour, and it was still getting finished. So we have a whole different record.
So, y'all, you guys obviously took some time off, and now everything's starting to warm back up a little bit. Is that what made you decide to re-release this Distractions album? What can you tell me about this? Because you're getting ready to re-release it on all the streaming platforms. I noticed that it's not on there.
Yeah, so it was up when it came out about 2.5 years ago, something like that. And it was doing really well, but we had some technical issues with the record, so it got pulled down and just regular stuff. And so it wasn't on Spotify, and we sold out of CDs, and we sold out of almost sold out of records. And I just was like, man, you know what? I'm going to hold off on this. It took a while to get it back up online. And by the time it came out, I was like, man, we should just go ahead and repress CDs, repress records, and just do like a whole re-release of the record. I feel like when the record came out was kind of a slow time for our band when it dropped 2.5 years ago. And after that, we started touring all the time, and things kind of picked back up again. So I kind of wanted to have a little bit of a better shot this time, you know what I mean, and kind of get it out there more. I saw that it was kind of getting a little attention while we were sitting here during the pandemic, so I thought it would be a good idea to give it some heat again.
I think it's really smart of you guys because it's basically a little reset. You were in the middle of touring for the album and stuff, and that kind of just got cut short. So I don't think anyone's gonna hold it against you for re-releasing it.
Yeah, it's never something we've done before. I mean, we've done represses of other records, of our earlier records,
Yeah.
because, like when our first two records came out, they were super independent. I mean, we released them completely ourselves. And then Cosmic Artifacts, the German label, decided to pick up Movements. And so they put that out on vinyl. So, and that was a little bit after it came out. And then we ended up repressing that on CD again, just because of people asking about it. So, you know how that goes. It's
Yeah.
like something will run out, and then you'll wait a while, and if enough people ask for it, you redo it again. So,
I got 3 of your guys' LPs.
oh, sweet.
Yeah, man. I got Blades of Grass, White Horse, and the most recent one, Distractions.
Awesome. Yeah, man. We released a live one too. during the pandemic like 6 months ago. I should send that to you as well if you want a copy.
Oh, absolutely. I would love it. Oh, the rough and tumble thing?
Yeah, man, I'll give you a copy.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. So that's kind of what I wanted to have you on, just to talk about distractions, and because you guys were killing it before the pandemic, I thought with you had the music on the movie and stuff like that. You guys kill it with plugging your music in that way.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of those, and it's sort of steamrolled a little bit. I think when one person uses your song, it seems to be the same songs, and I think when one person uses it, people come after it again, or maybe they hear it from that project. I don't know, but
That's
we actually
cool.
just, we have another one. We got a few more of those during the pandemic of people wanting to use songs. So that's been very cool. The first one was in a movie, and that was a couple of years ago. And it seems like since then we've had 5 or 6. So
Are you guys pitching these songs yourself? I mean, well, obviously you said now they're reaching out to you, but beforehand, like to get the first one landed, were you pitching those songs, or did you have somebody pitching them for you, or how does that work?
yeah, when we were independent, I never pitched songs because I didn't really know how. I didn't realize there were companies that handled that sort of licensing and sync stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when we got with our label, Alive Natural Sound, that we were with for Blades of Grass, White Horse, and Rough and Tumble, they have some people that handle it that are really good. So a lot of the early stuff that happened was because of them sort of pitching it for different stuff. So that's how it landed in the first few things.
That's really cool. What was that movie that the Pills song was in? Good Pills?
Yeah, the first movie it was in was called Game Night, and it's in the movie, but it's really far in the background in a scene where they're playing trivia at a bar, and you
That's
can barely hear it, but it's still technically in there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember that movie.
Yeah, I didn't know when they told us it was going to be in the movie. They don't tell you anything about where it's going to be or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was in there, but it was buried pretty deep.
Hey, we'll
So
take it though, right?
I'll take it, man. I had to go see it to find it, and I picked it out and heard it, but a few other people told me they didn't even hear it in the movie, but that's fine with me.
Were they
And
using it in
the
a trailer for some movie too?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Right on.
no, not that I know of. But the same song was in Sex Education, that TV show on Netflix, and that actually was way better for us. It launched our streams by a ton on that song just because the show was so popular, and it's in a prominent scene in the first episode, so it really kind of helped out a lot on streaming.
And so for that one, the song was already out in the ether, and they just kind of reached out to you guys, or however that
Yeah,
sync licensing stuff works.
it was the same thing.
Yeah.
The company that handles it, that has rights to the song, that handles it for us, that's how that works. My assumption is they pitch it in some way.
Yeah.
But then a few of those since then have just been people hearing it outside of that company. So it's been sort of just, I guess, people finding out about it through other ways.
That's really cool, man. Diversifying. Um, you know, how are the other guys in the band?
Man, they're good. Since we've been doing this thing, we decided not to really take off time, but more than anything, sort of just work on writing songs, because I thought, okay, this is going to be a while regardless, and why not write a whole another record, or a few records if we can. So just to keep from going crazy, but also to have material. So we got together and we did a few live streams over the course of the thing. and we also got together and wrote a lot. And I've been writing demos and sending them over to them and getting their input, and that's been kind of a constant thing. So, you know, we've all been. They've been also writing by themselves and playing by themselves as well. And they both live together in an apartment, so it makes it
Oh,
easy for them.
yeah, that works out great.
Yeah, it's the rhythm section apartment.
Yeah, it reminds
So
me of that meme where it's like when the bass player and the drummer jam together, and it's Planet of the Apes. They're like apes together, strong.
exactly. Yeah, that's them all the time. You know, they'll send me videos of just them jamming around and stuff. And so, yeah, it's worked out pretty as well as it could have, I guess. I think in the midst of all this, we've been working on the new record, and we don't have an exact date for the new record coming out yet, but it'll be sometime in the fall. We'll have an actual fresh record out. So.
Killer. You seem to be pretty prolific, man. A lot of your songs have really catchy hooks, and just the lyrical content is really great, and the subject matter I really dig, man. So when you write these lyrics, do you already have like a hook or a certain theme in mind, or do you just start writing and see what happens?
Man, in the beginning, it was all riffs. The first thing was riffs, and then the riff would kind of inspire me to make what would be the hook, But even the way I write riffs is sort of really has always been, since I was young, really sort of nursery rhymey and really almost annoying the way that it repeats itself. I do a lot of repetition, that's how everything I've done is. So the way I was writing riffs was already sort of a repetitive hook type of thing. And then that kind of influenced the way that I sing. The way I sing is a lot with how I play guitar. I mean, for instance, that song Good Pills, which has been placed in a bunch of stuff, is really just me singing the guitar part on with my voice. You know what I mean? I'm not really doing anything crazy.
Right.
And that's kind of how a lot of our songs go. I mean, I do a lot of things where it's call and response with the guitar. The guitar will play a thing and I'll sing the same thing or something similar.
But you pick the right words, though.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. That's all just about, I go through the song and I sort of do this thing where I'll have it in my head all day, and I'll sing different lines in the place where they should go. And then when the right one fits, it just fits, And then I sort of make sense out of it with the next line, and I'll go through the song really slowly. I mean, sometimes over the course of several days, and just I'll go one line at a time, And I rarely write stuff down until right before I sing it. That's usually when I'll get a notepad and I'll jot down what's been going in my head. But I write the whole song in my head and then write it down. So
I totally dig that. I do the same thing, man, a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty common, honestly. And I think it's good because, in the early days of writing songs, I'm sure you were the same. I would try to sit there and write the words out first. And then whenever you try to put it as a music, it never fits. It never does. You're like, man, that line doesn't fit. It's not even close, So I feel like miming it and doing it out loud and just, I know you're a guitar player too. I think the first few times I saw you, actually, you were just playing acoustic and singing.
Yeah.
Because I met you years ago. I think the first time I met you, I saw you play maybe 2012.
Yeah, man.
Texarkana. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I didn't even know that you did band stuff too. I thought, oh, that's just that guy that plays acoustic. So
Yeah.
I know you write acoustic, so I figured you probably do the same thing as me. I'll sit there with the guitar in my hand, and it's usually a lot easier to write lyrics that way for me.
Absolutely. When you get this hook, do the hooks come to you before you get your verse and stuff like that? Because it seems like Blades of Grass, like Good Pills, like those are strong. They got strong hooks, So did you get the idea for the chorus to sort of build the verse around that, or?
Yeah, it goes either way. A lot of times I actually start with the verse, and I have this little game that I play where if I can't make the chorus catchier than the verse, then it can't be a chorus. You know what I mean? So
Oh wow, that's a cool game.
it kind of challenges me because I'll write the verse a lot, and usually I'll really like the verse, and I'm like, man, that's it. That really gets you. And then the problem is if you write a verse that's too strong, you're like, how can I beat this with the chorus? And so that's sort of the game I've always played. And sometimes it's really frustrating, but in the end, I feel like I usually can elevate the chorus above the verse, which is really hard to do. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time I feel like I win the game.
How how far ahead of yourselves are you as far as music, like content and stuff? Because I know when we release an album, we usually got 4 or 5 left over for the next song and for the next EP or next project or whatever. Do you guys try to stay ahead of yourselves in that way?
Yeah, usually I'm attempting to do that, but to be honest with you, every album we've had, I've usually had about 2 left over. But this time, I have 20 songs written right now for the next record. And by the time we go to record the record, I'm sure I'll have even more. So, just because the pandemic has allowed me to not tour. So I've been at home just writing constantly. And I have a way nicer home studio set up now. So that's helped a lot. I just sit in here and pretty much every time I come up here, I write something.
Nice. So where do you guys do all your recording at? I know you recorded at Sun Studio, right?
We never recorded at Sun. We recorded at Sam Phillips Studio, which is where we did Distractions, and also the last record. But it's kind of confusing because Sam Phillips originally owned Sun or ran Sun, and then he moved one street over to build a studio in the late 50s, early 60s. And that's where we recorded our last record. So it's still in Memphis, and it's really right down the street from Sun.
Very cool. And how's Memphis doing right now? Is everything sort of back on the up and up?
Yeah, man, Memphis is popping pretty hard, actually. I think because of all the people moving to Nashville, it's kind of getting overpopulated, and so people are moving over to here now, or moving here instead.
And Austin as well. It's crazy. I'm really into podcasts and stuff, and it's like all these podcasters from Los Angeles, man. There's this huge exodus of people, and they all went to Austin or Tennessee. One of my favorite guys is Theo Vaughn. Really cool dude. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I actually saw him in like maybe 8 months ago. I saw him play in Nashville. I saw him.
Oh, cool. How was it, man?
It was amazing, man. He was one of the funniest people I've ever seen live. I couldn't believe how funny it was. I mean,
yeah,
I thought it was going to be good, but it just blew me away. Also, though, I should say I've never been to an actual professional comedy show until that one. I've been to open mics and stuff a bunch of times, but I've never been to an actual show, and it was every person was good, even the openers,
Yeah, that's a hell of a first comedy show for you, man. He's a master, man.
He is, man. He killed it. He killed it.
So have you noticed the influx of people?
Yeah, so I've been noticing the influx of people here for the last 5 years. I've lived in Memphis for 20 years, and I feel like 10 years ago, every once in a while you would meet someone that moved here, but there wasn't usually a lot of people that moved here from bigger cities. People moved here from a lot of small towns that I talked to, but in the last 5 years I've talked to more and more people, and they're like, yeah, I just moved here from San Diego, I just moved here from San Francisco, I just moved here from Boston, I just moved here from New York. That used to never happen. So it's interesting. And most of the time it's just because they say the same thing, which is they liked Memphis as a city, and you can get really cheap houses here. So that's the thing, I mean,
isn't that how places get jacked up sky high? When rich people find out that your town is cool, and then they move there, and it fucks everything up.
Yeah, it's good and bad. I see both sides of it. It's good for the city in a way because you look around, everything's getting nicer, and things are getting cleaner in a lot of places. But at the same time, my house is skyrocketed in value that I live in, and when I move out of here, I don't even know where I'm going to move because everything is more expensive. So I
Yeah,
kind of have to just stay here, I guess. I
there you
don't know.
go. I was really on the fence about moving to Austin, man. Last year, early this year, and I decided just to stick it out here in Phoenix now.
Phoenix is cool, man, and
Yeah, it's popping out here too, man. So I didn't want to be a part of the big wave that's hitting everything right now. I just kind of gonna sit back and see what happens, you know.
yeah, I'm surprised that you moved to Phoenix. Being from Texarkana, a lot of people move to Dallas or Austin, I would think, from that area.
Well, my pops lives out this way in Arizona, so I came out here to see what it was all about, and ended up getting a good job. I got a good situation out here, man. So
I can tell. I can really tell you got a good situation, honestly. I mean,
thanks,
I'm
brother.
that's very cool that you moved out there. I was very happy for you, man.
Thank you very
Um,
much. Me and Hannah were super bummed that we couldn't catch you guys last year before everything shut down, but we get it. So,
yeah,
uh,
we're gonna make it back out as soon as possible. I'm already working on. I think we'll have a new agent pretty soon. Talking to some agents about getting hooked up, and once we get that hooked up, I think we're gonna try to go on tour as soon as we can. So hopefully we'll be out west really soon. I love coming out there, and I feel like we have some of the best shows out there. Bands are usually really afraid to go on tour out west when they're from the East Coast because everything's so close together out here.
yeah, it's
And
vast out here, man.
yeah, you get out there and it's like you got to have the guarantees or the good shows to make the gas from one place to another. But we've kind of done it so many times now that it's sort of a thing that we always look forward to. This is the first year, or last year was the first year that I haven't been to the West Coast, twice in a year in like 10 years. I usually go twice. We're on tour out there twice a year at least.
Well, everything's gonna be cooking up soon, man, and I hope that we get to see you soon enough, man. What day are you dropping the re-release on Spotify and everything?
May 28th,
Nice.
Distractions, and we'll have special edition vinyl and a special edition version of the CD, which is different than the first pressing. So I'll have that all online, and hopefully we'll have some posters to put in there and stuff like that. So
Is there
I think
bonus
it's going to be good.
material on the special edition or what?
There's no bonus songs for it, but we're going to have some bonus physical material that comes with it. Some extra in the studio shots and posters and stuff that we're going to have with the vinyl. And
Sweet.
the CD comes with a new fold out and some little stuff inside that wasn't in the original. So it's
Sweet.
redesigned. Yeah, man, I'm excited. So many people have been asking me surprisingly about CDs of that. We sell lots of CDs for some reason, and
CDs are
people are
so
constantly
weird to
asking me
me,
about
man, because it's like,
them.
who's listening to these CDs? That's what I always wonder.
I
Uh,
don't know, but we sell a lot, and people are whenever we run out, it's like I can't make them
fast
fast
enough.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I never press more than
Hey, that
200 at a time, to be honest.
it
And
doesn't feel like you're gonna sell them, huh?
it
it's,
doesn't, but you always end up selling them.
it's
And
so weird. It's
even
like,
through the label, we sell a lot.
well, that's not a bad problem to have, man. I
Some
want.
people also just want the CD as a collectible. I feel like a lot of people want to buy the CD and the record,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why. I think because physical mediums are so rare now, because everybody just listens to digital music.
No
I think
doubt.
it's cool to have all kinds of physical mediums. Obviously, people buy cassette tapes all the time now,
Oh yeah, I'm just busting their balls a little bit, man. The more the merrier, hell. You know.
Do you have cassette tapes?
Yeah, I was in a cassette phase for a little bit, man. I even got a cool little deck that I use, but I've been buying a lot of vinyl lately, a lot more than I ever have before.
That's cool. I have a ridiculous collection of stuff that I don't even need. Honestly, I went through a record thing where I was just buying
I
way
think
too many records.
when the show stopped happening, I think I found my little. I scratched my itch by going to the record store, man. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's what's up, man. I mean, that's the thing too is I actually slowed down because most of the records I buy are on tour. You know, before a
right,
show, we'll
yeah.
always go to record stores, and that's all we do on tour. So I was actually able to slow down, which is actually it's very fortunate that I was able to slow down because I think the last tour we went on, one of the last tours we went on was with Pentagram, like in 2019, and
hmm
I came back with like 40 records. You know?
Oh, I saw you guys with Pentagram. Wow, that's funny, dude. That's taking up way more space in the van and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was just bringing back records too, so we had way too many records in there,
I have a
and you're
very
trying to keep them
cool
from getting warped.
I have a very cool memory of watching you guys in Pentagram because I just so happened to be working in Dallas at that time, and Kyle was
Oh
working that
yeah,
show at the Gas Monkey. He played that night. Kyle
I
Jewett.
remember that.
Yeah, and I called him up and I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna come out there," and he said, "Well, let me know and I'll get you." Or he's like, "I put your name on the list." So got in,
That
watched
was a
you guys.
crazy thing. That was crazy coincidence because
Just the three of us sitting there chilling, watching Pentagram was fucking cool, dude.
yeah, and you know, Mothership. I've known those guys for so long now, and I met them through the Texarkana connection. You know,
Yeah.
through Josh, and also introduced me to you. So it was a weird connection.
Right.
Seeing
Shout out
them
to
there.
Josh. Much love to Josh, man. I've been talking to him a lot here lately.
Awesome, love that guy, man. He's the best. I mean, I don't think I would have met so many friends if it wasn't for that guy. And I mean, we never would have toured with Mothership and hung out with those guys so many times. You know, I think
Yeah, and
the
then
first show
catching
we
all
ever
you
played with
guys
them
at
was booked by
Psycho.
Josh.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Oh, the first show we ever played with them was booked by Josh, and he booked us like 4 shows. He was the first person to book us that wasn't me. You know what I mean? So
Man, I think he's so special to so many people, man. Uh,
he is. He's a great guy.
Sweetheart of a man. Well, Justin, I appreciate you coming on here, and I think that's a great way to end it because I've been trying to get Josh to come on here, so maybe he'll hear this and he'll come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him on. I've been listening to all your episodes, man. I really like them, and really interesting people that you're having on. So
Oh, thank you so much, man. And tell the guys that I hope everybody's doing well. We can't wait to catch you guys on tour. And y'all are welcome on the podcast anytime you want to talk about something new you got coming or anything like that.
awesome, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Justin. Well, you guys have a good night, man.
You too.
Thank you.
Later.